Information tonight on a gang raid in a Columbus neighborhood. More than a dozen alleged MS-13 gang members are behind bars tonight after they were arrested here and in Indianapolis this morning. It was a federal, state, and local effort, including FBI, ICE, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, and Columbus Police. NBC4's Courtney Yoon joining us live now from the federal courthouse where the suspects had their initial appearances. Courtney?
Parker, grand jury has charged an alleged 10 members of the MS-13 gang. In this indictment, U.S. Attorney Ben Glassman says that this is a big first step forward in dismantling the gang in Columbus, which may have been operating in central Ohio since at least 2010.
MS-13 is an incredibly violent gang. That's its calling card. In fact, the motto of the gang is kill, rape, and control.
U.S. Attorney Ben Glassman says in total, 13 alleged MS-13 gang members and associates were arrested today. A federal grand jury charged 10 of them with conspiracy to commit extortion, money laundering, and use of a firearm during a crime of violence. 2 of those men are still on the loose, Jose Manuel Romero Parada and Nelson Alexander Flores. 5 others were arrested and charged in criminal complaints with federal immigration-related crimes.
The enforcement action today is the product of an investigation that's been going on for well over a year, year and a half.
Glassman says the indictment reaches as far back as 2010, but says the MS-13 Columbus clique could have been here in central Ohio before then.
Some members lived in Columbus and have been here for a long time, and some have lived in Columbus and Indianapolis, one in Dayton, so varying different lengths of time they've been resident in these areas.
The FBI is also asking any victims of the MS-13 gang to come forward. You can call anonymously to 614-849-1765. Live at the federal courthouse, Courtney Yoon, NBC4.
Courtney, thank you. Federal authorities say the MS-13 gang has been on the radar for years after they originated in El Salvador. NBC4's Rob SNEED in the studio tonight with more background on this violent gang. Rob?
Well, Mark, MS-13 is a criminal organized gang throughout the United States. Now, there are thousands of members, some of them right here in central Ohio. Now, the gang's leaders in El Salvador, they divide the gangs within cliques. Now, this makes it easier for them to organize their criminal activity, according to authorities. Now, those gang members, again, divided into cliques, and their motto is to be extremely violent. It's to kill, rape, and control. So obviously this is certainly a huge problem for law enforcement. Rob SNEED, NBC4.
Thank you, Rob. Now, this is not the first time the MS-13 gang has made headlines right here in central Ohio this year. Back in June, the Pike County Sheriff issued a warning on Facebook about gang members in the area over the 4th of July weekend. About 10 days later, 23 people were arrested as part of a massive drug ring bust. Some of the suspects were reportedly tied to gangs such as the Goodfellas, Convicted Family, and MS-13. Deputies also collected $10,000 in cash and an amassed amount of heroin. NBC4 will be following up on today's arrests here in Columbus. We'll share any new information we find out about on air and online at NBC4i.com.